Uzeiko ebatata ebanengwa ngunza kaluzeiko ematoko ezinumba.
Sisters and brothers, away Luciemi, Pastor Malo speaking. In the name of the Most High, Tatanzambia Mazulu, Creator of heavens and earth, the one who anointed me to be your servant and to get you prepared to go back to Zion, Luvuvamu, peace be on you. Today we will make our 11th video, and it will be a very special one, since today is a very, very, very special day for me. In fact, it was on this specific day, on August 23rd, 1983, that the hidden Messiah manifested himself to me. The hidden Messiah manifested himself to me under a double identity. First, that of Simon Toko, and in the process, under the identity of Yeshua HaNotzri, in other terms, Jesus of Nazareth. But to tell the truth, it had been 5 months that I was resisting the call I received on 9th of March of the same year, 1983. In fact, on that famous day or night, I was sleeping peacefully when at 3 a.m., at 3 o'clock in the morning, I received a violent electrical shock at the level of my navel. I, so to speak, jumped out of my bed, and in front of me I saw a tumultuous flame, sort of a burning bush, in my apartment, in my room. I thought that it was due to an electrical accident, and I started to shout with all my strength to alert my neighbors that there was a fire in my house. I started to shout, "Fire! Fire!" But curiously, it was as though there was a remote control that cut off my voice. I was screaming, but no sound came out of my mouth. And at that point, I telepathically heard a voice telling me, "Take papers to write on, sit down and write." So I opened the drawer of my bedside table and took out a bundle of A4 sheets, and I started to write. But there, a second strange phenomenon, because my body, all my body, had been rendered inanimate, as if paralyzed, at the exception of my right hand, which, moved by a supernatural force, was writing by its own volition. So my right hand filled the first sheet of paper with a mechanical writing, then a second, then a third, and suddenly stopped. During this time, I noticed that the burning bush had been burning, but at the moment when my hand stopped writing, the burning flame diminished little by little and disappeared. I was really stunned. I stood up and went where the flame was to see if the carpet in my room had a trace of burning, and I could see that there was not a hair of the carpet had burned. A very strange phenomenon. So, to get things cleared out, I decided to read what my hand had written. I started reading, and it was extraordinary. I read that, in fact, the 12 tribes of Isolele, deemed last, had in fact retreated in the navel of the earth in the center of Africa, and that they were the 12 Mavila of Congo Biantotela. And moreover, Christ, the Messiah, had been in the middle of the 12 tribes since 1918 under the name of Simon Toko, completely incognito, except that these news had been transmitted to the Vatican in order for the Vatican to disclose it to the whole earth in 1960. This was in fact the revelation of the true Third Secret of Fatima that had been given to me on this specific day of August 23rd, 1983. And the Most High told me that it was my mission to reveal it to the world. But as I've said, I resisted. I really resisted during 5 months. During 5 months, I decided to continue living as though nothing happened. But you can't escape the Most High. What happened is that on the burning bush was on March 9th, and on August 23rd is the day when the Messiah decided to show me his hidden identity, and I saw him first as a little boy with a face completely disfigured, and soon after as Yeshua HaNotri. And that day I decided to obey the Most High and to drop everything I was doing and to devolve my life to disclosure of this famous truth, Third Secret of Fatima. So this August 23rd is a very, very special day for me and for you, diaspora. And I do hope that in this year, 2020, 400 years, I will be able to count on you to help me realize the mission that Tanzambia Mazulu gave or entrusted to me. Ingeta, stay blessed. Nsambulolo, I love you.
Ngunza kaluzeiko ematoko ezindumba ngunza kaluzeiko